New World Order for Dummies, cognitive dissonance, which is the discomfort, the unease, the stress, anxiety that one may experience when they're presented with ideas, beliefs, opinions that are contrary to their own. And so we have a number of different people. We have the empirical person, and this is someone that, when presented with new evidence, is willing to change his view dependent on what the evidence is. And we use, 9/11 as an example for that. He, along with everyone else, was fed the official narrative of what the government told us. And then he was quite happy to believe that. Someone comes along and says, well, actually, I have evidence that 9/11 was an inside job. And so he goes, okay, well, show me the evidence. He looks at the evidence and then he changes his opinion accordingly. Now, to me, that seems normal. That seems like what everyone should be like, yeah? And then there's the paradigmatic person. Now, this guy sees the world or events through a paradigm. And for this example, the definition would be what the masses believe, we choose to be true, because essentially the masses believe it, I should believe it. And so that's the paradigm. And so, again, we present this new evidence, but the paradigmatic person will just reject it outright because it doesn't fit the paradigm. He's so convinced that what he believes is true that he will not give any new evidence the time of day. That's just how they are. And then there are the fearful thinker. Now, the fearful thinker is someone who is almost on the fence because they've believed, that their government is their protector. If they look at the evidence and they find that to be not true, then they're too scared of what that outcome will be. It'll mean a change in the whole perception of reality. The whole world is turned upside down. If they've lied to us about this, what does that mean about this, And it just is a total readjustment, and a lot of people are not prepared, to have to go through that. And so what happens is they also choose to deny it and, dismiss it that way. So ask yourself, what category do I fall into? Are you someone that can change their mind based on new evidence provided? Are you someone that blindly follows the masses just because that's what everyone else is doing? That's the safest place, yeah? That's the paradigm. Essentially, are you someone that can't think for yourself? Or are you someone that's fearful of questioning the paradigm because you're afraid of what that might unearth? I really don't want to open that can of worms because it'll mean me, having to adjust my life. I wrote a song recently called You See Wonderful, You See Pretty for this very phenomenon. People that get it just want to see what they want to see. A couple of the lines: you ain't even curious, were someone to provide a clue. You refuse to see the con, and life should just continue. You see wonderful, you see pretty. The middle A is, if I knew of something somewhere that could harm you, I'm sure that you would want me to tell you. That's all I'm merely trying to do, but it does appear that you don't care. So I have information that can benefit you, but rather than accept it, like you think a sane person would do, you reject it, and not only that, you denounce it. I mean, on the last video I posted, I was met with indignation. I mean, some of the comments, people were so angry, well, one guy in particular, that had actually brought up the possibility that Agenda 21 meant depopulation, trying to expose the fact that geoengineering is a reality. And so not only is it, shoot the messenger, it's sticking your fingers in your ears and hoping it all goes away. It's amazing to me that, someone is that resistant to new information, because that's all we're trying to do as truth seekers. We're trying to pass information on that isn't necessarily known because it's not fed through the mainstream media. And so it's just a total rejection. I mean, a denouncement, essentially, that there may even be just the possibility that this could be true. Do you know what I mean? Because it's I've spoken to a few people and they've listened and dismissed it. Certain people are going, again, I don't even want to, grasp with the concept that what I've been taught is false. And even though the information you're giving me will benefit me, I choose to dismiss it. That to me is just insane. Anyway, that in a roundabout way is a phenomenon called cognitive dissonance. And if this video was any use to you whatsoever, please like, share and subscribe.